Here we have the proud Royal Navy, a fine specimen, one of her destroyers. Her 4 or 5 inch guns ready to throw off to repel any foe of the Royal Navy, yea, of the British Empire. Her depth charges able to sink a submarine with a single hit. Her speed and maneuverability is unchallenged on the waters. Notice her very quick turn to port. She is a mainstay of the British defense of her home island, against all enemies who challenge her. And what face does that enemy take today? Why is this destroyer turning hard to port? But hark! In the horizon, an explosion. This destroyer, escorting 2 auxiliary cruisers, is responding to calls that a submarine may be in the waters. In fact, it looks like the call is too late. Explosions, pieces of the ship flying everywhere, in a beautiful symphony of carnage that shows 1, 2, nay, 3 hull penetrations. Even the strongest of ships are hard-pressed to survive such an explosion, as men and debris fly through the air. And although the carnage is suspected to be at an end, nay, there is yet one more steel eel, in the waters, somewhere. Aha! We see here. Could it be? Another torpedo has entered the water. And who is the proud owner of this torpedo? None other than a German Untersee boat. A U-boat, preparing its crash dive to evade the repercussions of such carnage. She's going down is the report as the crew cheer from 3 successful torpedo hits. Yes, some may say that it's just part of a submarine captain's duty to sink ships, but going out of the way to sink a destroyer-guarded military convoy is outstanding work above and beyond the call of duty, putting his crew in reckless danger. Let's see how this folds out. Will it hit? The order to crash dive has been given, but we have one more eel in the way. It looks like she'll miss. Or will she? Very hastily fired, of course, having already launched 3 at one target. And yet, one more hit.
Derzeitige Tiefe 5,0. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Oder Hauptsteuerbord.
Another hit. Fantastic. This one in the front, not that we know that, and I'll definitely make sure to separate in-character and out-of-character information. Well, this should slow her some, but it was hastily fired and really it hit kind of in the wrong area of the ship. We would much have preferred a centerline hit or a rear hit. Ah, this bug again. So unfortunately sometimes when you go out on the water, you are stuck listening to the weather outside even after you have dived well below the waves. Well, let's go to our control room. Let's go ahead and drop down to 100. Our work here is done. We can slow down to... We know which way the submarine will come from. Sorry, the destroyer. So we're just going to put our rear to her. And hopefully slip away. Hopefully our hydrophone operator will be able to give us status updates on the other auxiliary cruiser, who is currently running right by the wreckage of the other one, who is now plunging its way to the bottom, over a kilometer below. I think it's fair to say that nearly all hands on this ship will be lost. The lifeboats didn't even have time to slip away. The eerie sounds of the ship breaking scream underwater. And this is the beauty, the glory of Silent Hunter 3. So my idea for our upcoming Let's Play is going to be to continue this campaign, believe it or not. And I know that people would say, hey, well, you should have shown this one. No, the main problem with this, besides the damn weather, which I really could... There's no way to adjust the music right now, or the ambient sound. But I'm going to turn that down for sure, because this is horrendous. I just need to get my crew into a position where they aren't fatigued, and I might even award them medals. I should have downloaded a mod or something. It's really annoying to keep switching everyone around as soon as their endurance gets a little low. I know I have... This guy shouldn't be here, he should be here. Really, you should put everybody in the engine rooms, not in the torpedo rooms, because they lose endurance slightly slower in the engine rooms. But it's all a bunch of stupid dragging and dropping, which I just don't like. So, how's that ship looking, by the way? My idea was maybe even to pursue it, but she is going to be just fine with that single torpedo hit, it appears. I should show you what it is that we actually sank. Mind you, it does take... Oh, I cleared most of them. I was pursuing this group for maybe probably like 30 kilometers or so. Just shadowing them. Oh man, that was really loud and annoying. I really don't know how to get rid of it either. So, let me see. Maybe I'll just do paused. You know what I'll do is actually, let me alt tab out real fast and reduce the sound. It's driving me crazy. Lower this quite a bit. Okay, good. We'll just go by visual cues. Okay, so it will be interesting to see if we can avoid this destroyer, but that's mainly what I wanted to show in this video, just to have it be a bit of a teaser. Awesome that we sank that, and I was going to show why, that's right. Because that is a auxiliary cruiser. It's very unique. You can look through all these military ships, and there's really only one that remotely matches the description. And actually, this, despite the fact that I turned off the ability for my crew to help me identify ships, this one just comes up as auxiliary cruiser by default. You know, the destroyer that we passed, that comes up as destroyer. Otherwise, it'll come up as cargo or tanker sometimes. Although cargo and tanker can be misidentified, even the general one. But look at this tonnage. My report for this trip so far is not spectacular. We left Wilhelmshaven and moved all the way past Scapa Flow. Sank our first merchant ship there, despite... We were actually trying to produce... We were trying to chase a task force. Here's the task force that... I'm not sure. I think this task force might be the one we intercepted in the end, but maybe not. I don't know what they mean by task force. I mean, obviously a task force can be like battleships or heavy cruisers or whatever. I'm not sure if they consider auxiliary cruisers the same. Anyway, my patrol grid was 19, so I went past Scapaflow, down, then after, I love this little channel area right here. I usually find a lot of convoys there from previous campaigns, so I like to hover around there a bit. Then I made my way over, did my 24, 48 hours, whatever it was, in 19, square 19, AM 19. Then got a report of a convoy up here. You can see all the markings that I was keeping track of that convoy with. So I made my way north. I actually ran into a merchant up there, sank it on the way, and I was dive bombed by several aircraft. Now the interesting thing about that is that Allied aircraft are not supposed to have that kind of range for quite some time. I mean, I'm over here-ish. So I'm just off the coast of Iceland. You can see that the bronze lines, the light bronze lines, are Allied air cover in 1941, whereas only the orange dark lines are the air coverage in 1939. So I was like, okay, well, there must be a aircraft carrier here. And I'm not sure if those kind of things are simulated. I'm using the Grey Wolves expansion. But I was maybe suspecting that that was the case. So I patrolled around here for quite a while, just was dive bombed a whole bunch. Finally said, forget it. Came back just south of the Faroe Islands. And that's when I encountered this little group. So after this, it's off to port. I'll do some save game editing to award my soldiers, my seamen, my sailors, plenty of medals so that we can have less endurance problems over the course of the Let's Play campaign. So that's it. I think this is just going to be a nice teaser video. I might... Whoa, hey, why are we still knuckling? That's not what a knuckle is. A knuckle is go that way for 90 degrees, and we just came all the way back around. So, this is helpful at least for us to be able to hear the destroyer, which is way off in the distance. And it's going to buy us a little time to go down below 100 meters. Typically, destroyers in the beginning of the game, I've found only launch torpedoes launch depth charges down to maybe 50 meters. So we're already okay at anything above 80, in my experience, unless they actually get on top of you and ping you. But let's actually come a little bit west of our current heading, which will give us better information on this ship. Let's take another look at it. I don't really want to look at the destroyer. I'm sure it's coming at us, but we might even get this one. Is that nose dipping at all? No, not really. I just, in my haste, I was trying to line up two ships at the same time, and our distance away was so close that I didn't have time. I was even trying to project, okay, I know I wanted a 20-degree angle to do the Dick O'Kane targeting method, but so I was like, okay, well, let's just split it. Let's go 20, I'll do 0 and 40. Well, it was not going to be exactly that. It was going to be like 2 and 34. But it's so hard to get, and I was like, you know what, I might risk hitting none of these ships. So I decided, forget it. I launched a 3-torpedo salvo at one, and I figured I'll just launch one single torpedo at the other one. And if we get lucky, we get lucky. Which we did, but not lucky enough, it appears. So this will be the end of my patrol anyways. I only have 2 torpedoes left, and, well, in the 4 tubes. I have 2 aft, but those don't usually help much, unless you can, I mean, it's not that hard to line up an aft shot. They're just a little less convenient, but that's it. So I'll probably just leave all these waters and make my way home, and I'm sure there'll be some targets I can los at on the way home. So that's it. I'll tell you if I escape, or I'll start recording if something interesting happens, but otherwise, let this serve as your teaser video for Silent Hunter 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you when the Let's Play series begins.